Okay, welcome. We're going to be taking the door panel off a Citroen C4 Picasso. This is a UK spec one and we're working on the driver's side. The passenger side is more or less the same. This allows you access to the speaker, the door handle, the lock mechanism and the wing mirror. You're going to be undoing a whole series of plastic popper clips. They're not too bad, but I'd avoid doing this on a very cold day because the plastic will be brittle. If you do break some, you can get them from Citroen, although my local Citroen didn't have them in stock. They're about £3 each as well, but I think they're just an 8mm panel clip. Relatively straightforward and easy to get from most motor spares places. There's also a little spring-loaded clip, more on that later. So first up, use a plastic pry tool. There's a little tab at the bottom of it. Start levering off this bit of trim. Work carefully from the bottom upwards and nothing should snap. Once you've done that, you can remove this little screw. It's in the top left of the door by the hinge. Take the little plastic cover out, this falls out. And then it's a Torx screw, just unscrew it. Then move on to the screws in the door handle. Again, Torx screws come out easily. Now you can start removing the door switches. If you start at the bottom and work your way up, that's usually the easiest bit. Again, use a couple of pry tools to work it. Go slowly though, because it's quite stiff and fiddly in this bit. Once you get to this point, go carefully, because while the connectors and the wiring is quite durable, you want to go slowly just so you don't yank anything as you pull it out. Now you can remove the electrical plugs. As with most plugs, there's usually a tab that pushes in and then they're really easy to remove. Once you've pressed that tab in, they come out easily. The main plug has got this blue clip that just slides up and then it pulls off easily. Now you need to undo all the clips that are holding the trim panel on. This job is made a lot easier if you've got a plastic prying tool, so you can first locate the thing, and then a pair of trim panel pliers. These are pretty much essential if you want to avoid snapping all the clips. They separate and then pop out the pins. They also save scratching the paintwork trying to lever it out with a screwdriver. This one here is particularly awkward because you can't quite get enough space to get the pliers in properly. Now we need to deal with this little clip. You've basically got to pull it down about 5mm. It's quite easy, but you've got to get something long enough to do it. I took a pair of pliers to an old barbecue skewer. Just remember to put the clip back in place when you're refitting the panel. There's one other clip just to the right of the speaker grill. You can't get a tool in there, so the only thing you can do is to yank the panel to undo it. It does break the clip, but the clip still worked, so in this case I didn't bother replacing it. You can then lift the door panel up slightly and then pull it away from the car, but be careful because the wiring for the light in the bottom of the door bin is just behind the panel at the bottom. You can see the little white thing down there, and once again you need to press in the tab firmly and then the connector will disconnect nice and easily. If you need to, the speaker comes out very easily. It's only 3 T20 screws. This is me putting it back in again, but it's exactly the same process but the other way around. Again, connecting it up is just a plastic clip, pressing the little tab, it'll click in and out very easily. Refitting is basically the same thing but in reverse. Reconnect the lighting at the bottom and then hook the door panel over the door frame. Make sure you get the cables for the door switches through the hole, and then once you've pushed all the clips back in, you can do up the top screw, pop the cap in and replace the 2 screws in the door handle. Then just reconnect the door switches, make sure the tabs and everything are clicked in fully, double check everything's working, and then just push the door switches back into their place in the armrest. Finally, just refit the bit of trim on the handrest, start at the top, work your way back down again, and then you're done.